Okay, so I am starting the bump box build today. The wiring and programming of it and everything. I've downloaded a schematic. I'll go over that schematic a little bit better later on in the video. Right now I have our let me get this out of here. Right now I have just the timer hooked up to my power supply, so I'm going to turn you around here and I'll show you what's going on. Here is our timer. That's my thumb, and that's how big it is. It's tiny. It's a little bit bigger than my thumb. Okay?
So we rotate? Let's do it.
What I did here is I got a power switch here to arm the whole system. So when you turn that on, it's going to activate my bump button, which goes to the blue wire. That's the trigger. Okay? The yellow wire, they don't want it on a load, so that's why I don't have it hooked to the solid state relay. I just have it hooked to a light bulb, so it'll tell us that we're in what programming mode we are in. And then red goes to the switch as well to turn it on. The white and green, we have to strip these back, and this is how we get into our programming mode. This is how we program it to that. Okay? I'm going to put you guys on a tripod next to me, pointing down like this, and we will go through the programming steps. We want it in one-shot mode, so when you hit the bump button, it's only going to do that one time we set it at, just one time. If you hold the button or whatever, it's not going to keep pulsing. It's not going to do that. It's just going to one time and that's it, no matter how long you hold the button on. Okay? When we set that timing up, we want to just as fast as we can, scrape the white wire against ground, because that's what you do. You put it in, that's how you set up the programming steps. You put both the white and green wire together, touch at the ground, you go into your next next step in the programming. And then the white and the green wire, it means it's either the white wire or the green wire that you're going to touch to ground. Okay? So we want one-shot mode. Okay. Let's try this again. The problem was I was using this little jump box here, and I was going by that red light. This will not turn on power unless it sees a load, and that's not supplying enough of a load to turn this on. So I got the old school jump box out now. So we're going to go, first things first, we are setting our time on how fast we want it to bump. So we're going to put it into programming mode by taking our green and our white wire together. Connect it to ground. Turn this on. 1 second.
That's good. It needs to work.
Now we're in programming mode. So we're going to set our time, so we're just going to scratch this really fast against the white wire against ground really quickly. So we're just going to scratch it quick. So, okay. That might be actually a little long, believe it or not. Okay, so now we're going to go into our next step by taking both our wires, touch them to ground.
So right now it looks like it's connected and it is sending. It says
now we're going to go into functions. We want one-shot mode, which is function 14. So we're going to touch this wire to ground 14 times, and that light's going to light up every time we do it. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, we're good there. Take our wires, stick them together. On to our next function. Output mode type, we want it instant. So we're going to touch this white wire to ground for instant mode. Okay, put these together.
Maybe it'll work.
Push these together.
Great.
Now, our output type, we want it reversed. That's gonna reversed means that the trigger wire is gonna be powered, and when we hit the bump button, it's gonna shut the power off and turn it back on the time that we set it at the very first step. So we want it reversed. It flashed twice.
How about that?
We want this for the duration. So we're gonna touch. Let me see. Priming function.
We're using gasoline as a solvent here.
Okay, and that is it. We are done.
I hope this is repairable.
So we can just simply just shut the power off.
Get a new one of these. Time to put it back together and see if we have success.
Turn our power back on.
Here goes Mr. Magneto.
And that's a good sign. See, our load light is on. So the trans brake is on. Okay, we want to bump. Oh, bump. Hold the button in. Bump, 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 bump. That works awesome. Works awesome. All right. So there's programming it. All right, I'm going to pause you guys. Okay, we're going to go over the schematic now. For all you guys that don't know, our relay is wired and what the color of the wires are.
Millions of people a year get their
Here's where you're looking at the bottom of the relay, and their numbers are in there. You can see them right there. See 86, 30, 85. You know, they're in there. But I simply made this for you guys so you can see what the numbers are, and up here I numbered them as well, and I put what color the wires are. Majority of them are this way: white, red, black, blue, and yellow. They're usually all the same, usually. So this is how the schematic works. This is how this trans brake works. Okay, you have your arm switch up here, which is this. Okay, I have your arm switch. I have your arm switch here. Coming down, you're gonna power your bump button. You're gonna power your trans brake button. Now the way we programmed this is that this output trigger yellow wire off of your timer is powered, and when we hit the bump button, it's gonna shut that power off for the duration that we set it for, which is we just took the white wire and scratched it really quick, so it's just a quick millisecond blurb. Okay, so out of the trigger arm button, we turn these on. You press your trans brake button, it energizes this relay, which sends power to your solid state relay, which in turn turns the trans brake on. And it comes off here, comes over to the second relay, and initiates the two-step. Now the only difference with this schematic and my setup is I have to go into my Holly to turn the two-step on, and there's a protection module that goes in between here. Because believe it or not, when you release this trans brake button, it will backfeed voltage into my Holly and burn it up. So you got to have that protection module in here. Okay? So you're going to hit the trans brake button. It's going to come in here. Trans brake button's going to go to the white wire on your relay. Your black wire is going to ground from the relay. Your blue wire is going to the yellow wire on the timer. And the yellow wire on the relay is going to your solid state relay. Okay? That's all there is to it. You press the trans brake, turns the two-step on, turns the trans brake on. This is supplying the power, the timer. You hit your bump button, and it shuts that power off to that relay for a quick second, for a millisecond, and then allows the car to lunge forward so you can light up the second bulb. Because you're going to pull your car up to the line, you're going to turn your top bulb on, and we have to get up to that next line. You're going to bump it in, bump it in, bump it in, and you should be good. So now I am getting ready to clean all this crap up and pull the truck in, and we are going to wire it up. I wasn't originally going to use this second relay for the two-step because I have the protection module, but I think that I am going to wire it in just because it's here, and I have plenty of relays. These are the buttons that I got off of Amazon, which you can see them right here. Pretty nice quality. They're cheap. They're really cheap, and you get like, I don't know how many here. I don't know, 8. You get 8 buttons for like $13, I think it was. Not sure, but those. These are the relays I got. You got a package of. I thought I was only getting a package of 2. It came in a package of 5, and that was cheap too. One of my last videos I put up the prices, but solid state relay. I already have one in the truck because the trans brake's working right now. So this was just a mock-up one. Throw that in the box, throw the buttons in, clean this all up. I'm gonna get the truck in, and then we're gonna wire it up. And I can't express this more. Is to kind of, which I think I might do, is set it up on the table and test it. Like when I tested it when I was using when I did the programming, and it seemed to be working fine. But always test this after you get it all in the car and everything. Do not test it in your garage, because if it doesn't work right, you're either going to go into your house or you're going to go out the garage door, and you're going to go for a ride. I promise you. So if it's all wired up, a good way to test it, which you could, is open your garage door, put it in reverse, hit your trans brake button, because it won't go in reverse unless you hit hit the button. Hit the button and just roll backwards and just press your button and see if it stops. Well, you know what I mean? See if it lunges when you're backing up. Just hit the bump button. Or, like I said, go to a wide open parking lot with nothing around you and give it a whole test, Put a trans brake on, bring it up on a two-step, and hit the bump and see if it bumps in. You might have to do this all again. You might have to reprogram that duration time for a little bit longer or a little bit shorter if it's too long. You might have to do that. I'm not saying that scratching it's perfect science, because it's not. So, gonna pause you guys here. I'm gonna pull my truck in, and we're gonna wire it up into the truck. Gonna pause you. Okay, wrap up video. So I'm gonna grab some light here so you guys can see what the hell I'm talking about. I still gotta do a lot of cleanup on the wiring part of it, but I'm gonna show you where I'm at. Like I said, I still gotta clean up wiring, but okay. So here she is here. I just took the timer and I just taped it to the side of the relay. I gotta mount the relay over here or here, somewhere. I don't know. But I had to undo these programming wires because I had it set too fast. And I hit the button and the car wouldn't move because the trans brake was still still engaged. So when I hit the button, it would disengage it and engage it so fast that the car wouldn't even move. So I had to go back in and reprogram the timing of it, and now I think it's a little too long. So I gotta, because there is a little bit of a latency there, which I'm gonna have to overcome. But it's all installed into the car. I did 86 the second relay for the two-step because I do have the Holley protection module, and I just wired that in. Now I know it's safe, and it's a little bit more latency I don't have to worry about. So there she is, installed. Like I said, I got to clean up some wiring here, tape up some stuff, and loom up some stuff. But tomorrow morning I will I'll make another video. I'll try and get my small tripod and put it outside the car so you guys can actually see it bump. But so actually, I'm just gonna continue this. This won't be the wrap-up video. I will continue this tomorrow morning. So, all right. So this is several days later after I have finished the bump box. I just haven't had time to record this last clip, and then I could do all the editing later on and post it. So I'm gonna go down to a parking lot, a nice secluded parking lot where there shouldn't be anybody down there. I'm gonna set you guys up on the small tripod and test the bump box. I have already tested it. I know it works perfect. But just for video purposes, so you guys can actually see how it bumps and how it works. I'm pretty sure I showed you guys the buttons in here. Let me spin it around here so I can show you after this jackass in this Nissan Murano gets the hell out of my fucking way. Alright. So, let me spin you guys around. There is the trans brake button and the bump button. Oh, stop sign. Not stop sign, stop light. So here is the trans brake and the bump. Basically, you hold the trans brake and it holds the car. Okay? And then as you're holding trans brake, you can bump yourself in to light up the second bulb. I am not using the Holley to control any of this. The only thing the Holley is doing is, as soon as I hit that trans brake button, it's using one input to turn on the two-step, so the first rev limiter. So I can bring it up, build boost, and then launch the car. So I'm gonna get the Holley fired up here because I'm driving right now. Make sure I got the two-step set to the RPM that I want, and then we'll record the clip. So, gonna pause you. So there you go. No need to go out and buy a $280 or $290 bump box. That's just plain ridiculous. Use your head. Like 30 bucks, I think I got tied up. Maybe a little more, maybe $30 or $40 that I got tied up in this whole bump box ordeal. The timer, I want to say, was like, I don't know, maybe $16, $18, something like that. The buttons were cheap. They were something cheap, 15 bucks maybe for 8. I didn't need that. The relays, they were cheap. And solid state relay. But yeah, it's anywhere between 30 and, let's say, 30 and $45. I'll try and get all the links that I got. I got everything pretty much solely off of Amazon. I will try and post the links in the description below so you guys can go click on them in case you want to build this for yourself. Sorry, I got something in my corner of my eye here. And just a little bit of, you know, self-ingenuity, man. Shade tree mechanic shit. And no need to spend that big money. Unless you want to spend the big money, then go ahead. Go spend this big money and buy a Davis Technologies. I think it's Davis Technologies. Bump box and install it, and I'm sure it'll work great. But I'd rather spend, you know, $230 someplace else on here to better it. You know what I mean? Oh, now this is the wrap-up video. This is many, like I said at the very beginning of the last clips, this is many, many days later, as you can tell by the length of my beard. I just haven't had time, and I couldn't find my little tripod anywhere. So, obviously, because this place is a mess. But I found it last night, so. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Any questions in the comments below, I'll try and answer them as best I can. But I'm pretty much, I think I covered everything in there in the video. And today, once again, I got to take care of this. Actually, let me get a little bit of light here. I really don't feel like doing this today, but I got to. Once again, I noticed that my boost level had gone down. And I'm like, what is going on? So I looked at the back, and I'm like, well, that's all still together. Well, when I welded it, uh-oh, back here on the bottom side. Here, let me see if I can hear it. The bottom side of the intake blew out. So, I think I'm going to go over to Home Depot. I'm going to get, oh, I might not have to go to Home Depot. Hold on. I'm going to get some of this. I think I'm going to go see if I get some little thicker stuff. This is not thick enough. But get some little 1/2-inch angle iron. The angle aluminum. I'm going to grind this all up, and I'm just going to form it around here to put like a, it's going to go like this from the back side over. And just go all the way around and weld that in to beef up that corner. That's the problem, is that it's when they made this intake, that back plate should have been made out of 1/8 inch or thicker, like the front. This big flange is 1/2 inch, and they were able to burn it into the flange. Back there, Jay just put the two corners together like this and then welded. Sorry about that. This is like 16 gauge, and this back plate is like 16 gauge or thinner. And they mated them, they just pushed this up against the back of it, and they welded around. And when they did that, it made this super hard, and it made the back plate super hard, and it made it brittle. And that's why it keeps breaking there. So now I'm just going to weld it again like they had it, grind it down, make it smooth, and put a piece of angle iron all the way around. Not angle iron, but angle aluminum, and weld that in all the way around, and hopefully that'll beef it up enough. But like I said, I really don't feel like doing that today. It's Sunday. I just want to frickin' relax. You know, but I gotta fix it, so that's what's gonna happen. So that's another video. Another time I'll maybe make a video about it. I don't feel like doing this today. But I'm going to get this all edited and post it for you guys. And once again, thank you for watching. Oh, one more thing. We are at 180 subscribers. 180 subscribers. So, we're getting there. All right. See you next time, folks.